Hello everyone, the serendipitous, ominous, simultaneous, ostentatious, Gaming Wolf plays TNT, Evolution. Yes, I only know about that because, wow, it's a music video that's also a video game. I never would have thought of that one in my whole life. This is the storage facility. This level's a hoot, and that's because it is themed around cardboard boxes out the ass. We're gonna have a great time with this. Oh yeah, there is one thing that I'm not gonna be able to do, which I'm sorry for in advance, but there's this megasphere in this level that I cannot reach. I know how you're supposed to reach it. What's supposed to happen is you get hit by an archvile and it launches you up into it. But I have not managed. It didn't give me enough momentum when I tried it, so I just gave up on that. And was able to do the level just fine. It doesn't actually count as a secret anyway, so yeah, that would have been really convenient if I could have gotten that, though. And of course, it's worth getting your ass blasted if you happen to run into a megasphere as a result. So I took the chance. It didn't work. I don't know what's up with these barrels that are on fire, because you can't actually destroy them. They're the kind of barrels that, like, you'd see at a movie a homeless man is, like, getting warm with in the winter. It's that kind of thing. Just a burning trash barrel. But I believe there's some mods out there that make those explodable, so yeah, I would hope so, or hope not. There's also going to be a lot of teleporting guys in the crate area. I don't know exactly what determines when they teleport, but I know where they teleport. So I'll be ready. The moment I hear that teleporter, I just look at one of two areas that determines where they're coming from, and then I just stick around there a while and fuck them up! So, yeah. And they're expecting some more insight, but, you know, you should be getting plenty of insight, and without all the expectations of being completely knowledgeable about everything, as a result, I can actually cover a lot more ground than you would think. There's that megasphere taunting me. Not being possible to get even. Oh, that's nice. There's also a fucking pentagram. That hurts! So yeah, I'm trying to make it happen. Another note. Do you like when the archvile resurrects a corpse that basically it's doing its dying animation in reverse? I thought that was funny. I also want to think, like, I want someone to program in, like, you see that guy getting shish kebabbed as a background element, right? I was hoping maybe Archvile could make it turn into a regular zombie-man, but that's asking for too much. I just thought it'd be an interesting element. I come up with these ideas that no one ever uses, and consistently disappoint myself knowing that, but whatever. I think this might be the only level of this music, I don't know. But yeah, I listened to some of the TNT mini pack music, and I mean, it's all good, but it doesn't always match what I think is happening. I don't know how to describe it. However, it's fine. There's nothing wrong with it, really. It's just me being one of those Gen 1er stereotypes, you know. Speaking of Gen 1ing, how about for a stream I just do some Pokemon? I know what you're thinking, but it's be a grind fest. Well, that makes Pokemon perfect for streaming. In fact, RPGs are perfect for streaming because I don't have to think too much sometimes, and we can just chat while I'm just punching in the numbers all the time. RPG is basically a game for accountants, like the way they are done in video games in terms of JRPGs and even Western RPGs, but not when you're doing a board game. But when you're doing a video game RPG, it's all accounting, all the freaking time. If you're really good at digital RPGs, you might consider becoming an accountant. I am 100% serious. Think about it. The cleric does clerical work. The clerical cleric. It only makes sense. You know, instead of assets, it's your hit points and your magic points. I know, I've made the IRS sound really badass right now. By the way, Yoshi, pay your taxes. I'm actually waiting on a... well, that is, me and the wife, file our taxes jointly. So I'm waiting on some documents before we go do that. I'm trying to remember how we did it last time. Oh, you know what? I think last year we actually managed to do it through the what's that program called? I forgot. It's been like a year. I mean, a few times, at least one time, we used H&R Block. I feel bad for the lady that works at H&R Block because we haven't gone there since, and she's real nice, and I'm just like, I can't explain to her that I'm not going to H&R Block. Sorry. But man, reading how to do the taxes, whoop! Oh yeah, like, was it something like TurboTax or something? I swear we did the tax stuff online last year, because the years before that, or was the one before, like 2020 was okay for taxes technically, and last year I think we did them online. So, but before that, in between H&R Block and doing them online, I think we went to like some local place, so that we could also do it for the local taxes and stuff. Local taxes is not really something I'm going to be talking about, because that would just zone you into where I am at. But yeah, you know, for Americans, you got to worry about the country tax, state tax, county tax, and then depending on things, you have to worry about, like, you know, town city tax, or like not a district tax, but like a what do they call that? Like a township, right? Something. It's something in between a town and a county in terms of governance. And then, if you feel like an asshat, if you do like HOA or something, I feel bad for you. I never want to be a part of a homeowners association, because the idea is good in principle, but the people usually getting into that kind of suck. And that's how I feel about if I ever join like a parent-teachers association, because I kind of want to do that, but also I have to deal with like the other parents, and that seems like hell. Talking about the real shit. Gaming Wolf, boring adult human. Oh god. I don't know, crates make me think of business. Business crates? Is there anything more relatable than the video game crate and barrel? I submit yes. Oh yeah, there's like a notice that someone wrote John Romero's name in blood. So, some reverence in this mod. And that's okay. John Romero's a good guy and isn't afraid of anything. Maybe he's got a bit of an ego, but he's an alright guy. So I follow him on Twitter for that reason. Well, besides when he's just kind of being like, selling stuff. I mean, okay. He's going on like nostalgia bucks, I get it. But he should be trying new stuff, shouldn't he? He did form his own like little business or something for doing like Romero games or something. And, you know, he should be just doing that instead of, like, you know, reminiscing about the old days, which is fine, because I'm sure people have many questions about his level design. But, you know, I guess maybe he is going to new territory. He's just not revealing his hand yet. But, yeah, I don't expect an LP of Daikatana out of me right now. I'm not sure if I can do that. Besides it probably being a pain to play, because the escort missioning is also just getting it to run, and I don't think I'm in a situation where I could do that right now. But Daikatana is on my to-do list, so maybe someday John Romero will ask me to suck it down. Nah, you're more likely to get me to do Hexen and the fucking Power Slave before we get there. And I really do want to do those things. It's really all in the planning, because they're Metroidvanias. Well, not Power Slave, depending on your version, but I have to plan out Hexen in the same way I plan out Metroid. Once I've planned out how I'm doing Zelda and Metroid LPs, we'll get to work on Hexen. Because I've already had some success with Hexen, and the only thing I have to worry about while playing Hexen is not getting lost, oddly enough. It is the fact that no matter what difficulty you're playing Hexen at, the monsters respawn, and that's no good. I don't like that, which means I have to be very careful about how I'm doing stuff, because I don't think ammo respawns. Feel free to correct me on this if ammo does respawn, but I hadn't gotten an answer, so I think I'm just gonna... You know what? I'm gonna go watch some Hexen footage on YouTube for a while and see if I can find out if ammunition or, you know, the mono respawns. Because if it does, then there's no reason for me to be waiting for myself to do Hexen from this point forward. I can just get right to it doing that. I'm thinking I do Hexen, like, and you know, the Ultraviolence equivalent, but 1 LP per class, I think would be a good idea. I'll just make it 3 different playlists, though. And then we do Death Kings of the Dark Citadel. And then, after a while, we can do Hexen 2, which also has an expansion pack. Hexen 2 is completely underloved, and I'd love to do a proper LP of Hexen 2 sometime. It just feels right. I don't know, man. Although it's a lot more RPG-ish, but I think it's worth it. We can make it happen. I hope with... Now that I know that Microsoft pretty much is going to own Raven's Tooties, that they actually start making more Heretic Hexen-like stuff, or just whatever. But I feel like there's a call for dark fantasy action games which have not been realized, because those tend to turn to RPGs. See Dark Souls, for your example. There's anything wrong with that, but I was just hoping for a Dark Souls that wasn't an RPG. That's what I think they should try to do. Make a Dark Souls games that doesn't have RPG elements. That way, you don't... If you get good at it, then you don't have to wait to grind. You can just do the whole thing all at once. Right? That's the great thing about doing a first-person shooter. If you know what to do, there's no grinding anymore. You just go out and do it. Not that I should take that experience away from Dark Souls. There's much to be said for spending time on something and getting your jollies that way. But I think there's just something on tap there. So, I think of another game like that, which, you know, I've heard about the Realms Deep stuff, and there's a lot of... There's like an FPS, retro FPS boom right now. And that bubble's going to burst, I feel, but that doesn't mean they aren't good games there. And one of those is Project Warlock, which I think I'd like to take a look at. But the big thing is that down the line, I'm going to have to do Iron Fury. That just goes without saying. I think they're working on an expansion campaign for that. And I need to know what version of Iron Fury I have to worry about if they keep making updates to it. I gotta be very careful when it comes to new games, because they just keep updating them. They still update Portal. And Portal's been around for decades, you know? So, yeah. Sucks, I know, but yeah. But right. This is just future me talking. Oh, nice. Nice of the princess to invite us over for a light amplification visor, eh, Luigi? That's right. Doom YouTube poops only on Game Wolf Plays. Of course. Expect no less. Although YouTube poops really need a different name, and I think the closest word phenomenon I've seen happen where they tend to use Colomacrolite as what they call any-mutations. And I think that should fall in a similar category. Like, not quite machinima, kind of both machinima and video editing, right? Falls under those parameters. I'm just saying because, you know, professionally, do you want to keep calling it YouTube poops? For both, because you don't want to just, you don't want to limit it to YouTube, and you don't want to just call it poop, right? It's generic. It's not just derogatory, it's generic, is what I'm saying. So we need to come up with a term for that. Machinima is a pretty good term for what it describes, because I've seen like an early Quake 1 machinima. It was alright. I killed too many peoples. All the peoples, they are killed. 107% of them. I feel bad for anyone going for the 100% items. What the fuck? I'd have to be checking every single crate to make sure I got the little tiny potions. Not worth it. Not worth it. Gotta say, it was quite a storage age of the store. See you in Stovacore, bitches.